Hello viewers and welcome to yet another episode of Crime Watch, a program that is proudly brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, in order to cement police public synergies in fighting crime. Elliot Kudzai Ganyani is my name, and like all times, I feel pretty excited to have you along. It was a somber atmosphere at the ZRP Chapel at Mukushi Camp Depot in Harare, where a funeral service was held for the late Inspector Hove, who died under gruesome circumstances after being shot by the then fugitive Jason Muvevi.
It is indeed disheartening to note that as a nation, we continue to lose police officers through grisly murders perpetrated by fellow citizens. Without doubt, it can never be right for any individual not to respect the sanctity of human life. Equally worrisome is the fact that firearms continue to be used in the commission of a plethora of heinous crimes in the country. We have also gathered with concern that despite government's amnesty on holders of unregistered firearms to surrender them, many such weapons are being recovered at crime scenes. For the avoidance of doubt, as the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we will not stand akimbo whilst innocent citizens, let alone police officers, are being decimated by unruly malcontents. Once again, I wish to categorically state that those with unregistered firearms shall be deemed to have a criminal intent. Furthermore, as police officers, we will not hesitate to shoot to kill all perpetrators of heinous crimes such as armed robbery, which are making society apprehensive.
Investigations into the callous murders that led to the death of 3 people, including Inspector Hove, are continuing after the arrest of the suspect, Jason Muvevi, aged 40, this past week.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police appreciates the support and the cooperation which has been given by the public and the media in the ongoing murder investigations involving the suspect, Jason Muvevi, who is facing 3 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. The case is now before the courts and the investigations are continuing. However, we want to plead with some individuals, some groups, and the media to allow the current investigations to proceed smoothly. We are aware that some members of the media have been going to witnesses in Wedza, in Mutare, where some witnesses have been interviewed, where some witnesses have proffered detailed explanations on what happened when the suspect approached them. The same witnesses will be used in court. So we are pleading with the media and the public to allow the police investigators to do their work, to allow the police investigators to conclude their inquiries, because these witnesses, the very same witnesses who are having their cases highlighted in media, will also be called upon by the High Court to testify once the suspect has been indicted for trial, and that is expected to be done very soon. So in order not to compromise the investigations, in order not to compromise the court processes, we just want to remind the public, we just want to remind the media that they have played a key role in this case, but we also want them to comply with the tenets of the law so that we don't end up compromising the whole court process.
Meanwhile, Jason Muvevi appeared in court on the 20th of January 2023 and was remanded in custody as trial continues. The ZRP is concerned with some criminal elements being exhibited by former and in some cases serving members of the country's security services department, in the process bringing the name of these organizations into disrepute. The police spokesperson, Assistant Commissioner Ponyati, speaks on this.
The Security Services Command, which include the Zimbabwe Republic Police, which include the Zimbabwe National Army, which include the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service and others, they do not condone criminal acts by any member or ex-members. And if any member who is currently serving commits a criminal act, the due processes of the law will be followed. And this has been the stance of the Security Services Command. For those ex-members who are committing criminal acts and disguising themselves as serving members, we are warning them. And at the same time, assure the public that we will ensure that the law takes its course without fear or favor. We are quite aware that in the last 2 weeks, the media has been awash with the case of 7 suspects who were committing robbery cases, and some of the suspects are ex-members of the security services, and they have been arrested. The case is now before the courts. This goes to show that the Security Services Command does not brook any nonsense when it comes to the issue of discipline, when it comes to the issue of people who want to disguise as serving members, yet not affect they are no longer serving members. So definitely the public should report. The public should feel free to report at any nearest police station or at the National Complaints Desk number on telephone number 0242 703 631, 0242 703 631, or WhatsApp number 0712 800 197, 0712 800 197.
In a very sad story, 3 children died in Chivu after consuming poisonous mushroom. Let us find out more about the circumstances surrounding this tragic development.
Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police is investigating a case which occurred at Magamba, village 10 in Chivu, where 3 minors unfortunately died and 2 others were taken to a local hospital where they were treated and discharged. And it is alleged that one of the minors, aged 12, Prudence Mangami, picked some mushrooms at a nearby homestead, which she took to her grandparents' home. And one of the grandparents ordered her to throw away the mushrooms, but unfortunately, she hid them. After the parents had gone to sleep, the miners then teamed up and they cooked the mushroom and then shared among themselves. Unfortunately, they started not feeling well. And Prudence Mangami later revealed or later confessed to her grandparents that she had not complied with their order, with their directive to throw away the mushroom. So the children were taken initially to Chivu and then later on to Harare for treatment, where Prudence Mangami died on the 14th of January 2023, and Leona Zarura and Mazvita Taderera also died while he's admitted at Salem Gabe Hospital. The post-mortem for Leona Zarura and Mazvita Taderera was conducted, and the results were made public. Unfortunately, due to reasons which are yet to be established by the police, the relatives of Prudence Mangami decided that they were going to continue with the burial process without a post-mortem being conducted. The information filtered to the police, and the police had no option but to stop the burial process so that the post-mortem can be conducted. All in all, the police is concerned that this incident occurred in Chivu and no report was made to the police. Police got to know about this said incident through the media when the case was flighted by the media. So we urge the public, we urge parents and guardians to safeguard the children, They must not allow them to go to the bushes and pick mushrooms which are dangerous, and at the end of the day, people they get harmed, people they die, which is really, really sad. So we will engage with the other stakeholders, the traditional leaders, the school authorities, the churches, to say, during this current rain season, we know there are several people who will be selling mushrooms. We know there are people who will be going to the bushes to pick mushrooms. Please consider your safety first. So definitely, it's something which we want the public to cooperate and assist in the safeguarding of lives.
From that story, we are taking a short break, and you will join me in the second segment where we visited Mapinga Mountains, the Great Dyke Pass, where we covered a story to do with robbery cases that are happening mostly at sharp and deep caves along the country's highways. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is concerned with robbery cases that are happening at deeper and rising caves around the country. We are on location at one of the places, that is Mapinga Mountains in Mashonaland West Province. The other places also include Mutala Mountains as well as Makuti along the Harare-Chirundu Road on your way to Zambia. The Zimbabwe Republic Police would therefore like to urge haulage truck drivers traveling along the Harare-Chirundu Highway and other such places to be on the lookout for criminals targeting trucks traveling uphill at low speeds, especially between 1900 hours and 0500 hours. The criminals are robbing drivers and passengers of personal belongings, which include cash, cell phones and laptops, diesel, and the load being carried by the trucks. The Zimbabwe Republic Police advises truck drivers to avoid moving during the night and, where possible, move in convoys. Truck drivers are warned against picking passengers along the way, as some of these passengers have turned criminals. The police also urges motorists to quickly contact the police when attacked on the following numbers: National Complaints Desk number 0242 703 631. The Zimbabwe Republic Police advises or urges motorists to drive with extreme caution, particularly when approaching deeper and sharp curves along the country's highways, and be on the lookout for stationary vehicles in the event of a breakdown. Statutory Instrument 129 of 2015, under the Construction, Equipment and Use, makes it mandatory for all motorists to carry required equipment for use, including in the case of a breakdown, to prevent accidents from happening. Here are some tips from the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe has noted with concern the number of vehicles that do not carry the requisite tools that assist in the event of a breakdown. This has resulted in a number of road crashes involving stationary vehicles. A motorist should carry a jack, a wheel spanner, and a spare wheel. This ensures that the vehicle will not remain stationary for a long time after a tire puncture. You are also required to carry a reflective vest and a reflective triangle for visibility. These help communicate with other motorists of the broken down vehicle. You are supposed to carry at least 2 triangles, which are placed in front and at the back, 5 meters away from the broken down vehicle. It is not advisable for motorists to use stones or tree branches to communicate a breakdown, since these items are not visible enough, especially at night. We have noticed that motorists who use such items often leave them in the road after fixing their vehicles, posing danger to other motorists. When approaching a broken down vehicle, reduce speed and apply hazards to communicate with the other motorists behind. To minimize the risk of a breakdown, ensure that your vehicle is roadworthy. Roadworthiness is servicing your vehicle before embarking on a journey. We also encourage motorists to use the prescribed tools in towing broken down vehicles. When embarking on a journey, Ensure that you have the emergency numbers, including those of towing services, so that you don't remain stationary on the road for a longer period. In the event of a minor breakdown, where the broken down vehicle can be pushed off the road, we encourage motorists to push the vehicle off the road to allow the smooth flow of traffic, as this may reduce the risk of possible road crash. We urge motorists to abide by the rules of the road and ensure safety at all times.
From the Great Dyke Pass, but still in Mashonaland West Province, police in Chinhoyi are in overdrive, carrying out campaigns and operations to get rid of people or motorists who are into the transportation of the commuting members of the public without being registered to do so.
We are concerned by motorists illegally transporting people from one point to the other, commonly known as mushikashika. In some cases, these are motorists just passing through the town from other towns like Karoi and further down, going up to Harare. And in some cases, these are motorists who illegally ferry people from different locations of Chinhoyi into and out of town. We are mainly concerned as these motorists have a tendency of stopping at dangerous places, going through red traffic lights, and in some cases, disregarding traffic checkpoints as they drive through, endangering police officers manning these traffic checkpoints as well as the people on board. But we are saying as Makonde District Police, we are not going to watch this as it continues to happen, as we are going to come in full force and arrest these errant drivers, send them to court and liaise with the courts so that they are given deterrent sentences. At this point, I want to appeal to the public who use these illegal taxis, that is mushikashika, as transport from one point to the next, and urge them to use registered public transport, such as buses registered with ZUPCO, as their continued use of these mushikashikas put them at risk of being robbed, as well as failing to get compensation in the event of an accident, as in most cases, these private vehicles do not have passenger insurance to cover them in the event of injury or death.
From that story, join us in the third and final segment. We're now in the third and final segment, and thank you for staying tuned. Peak hours are usually associated with traffic congestion. This week we took time to tour some of the intersections in Harare Central Business District with Harare CBD traffic. Our focus, of course, was on police officers who control traffic at some of these intersections.
We have moved on a new way of policing whereby we are proactive. So in this regard, we contemplate on scanning the environment and ensuring that we identify problems and any other threats that are associated with the way we are policing. So these days, our main focus is on traffic congestion, which is mainly caused by the volume of traffic which has increased. We are experiencing breakdowns on the signal apparatus or traffic lights. The roads also are developing potholes. So this subsequently reduces the speed of motorists as well as affecting the direction of flow along the roads. We have also a scenario whereby motorists scramble for a space on intersections, especially during rain periods. So this is also contributing to some traffic jams. What we are urging members of the public, especially motorists, is to ensure that you give one another chances And when we have deployed our members, our officers, such intersections, respect their signals, respect them. They at times override traffic lights, they at times override some signals that are placed on roads. So we are urging members of the public to respect a police officer. Currently, we have a healthy situation whereby we are working together with the key stakeholders like the Harare City, Traffic Safety Council, etc.
Our duties are to make sure that there is smooth flow of traffic during traffic jam. Tinoda kuti mamotarist kazhinji kacho kana tiripo tichiita basa vange vachiteererawo zvatinotaura tichiitira kuti ivo vafambewo zvakanaka pasina kuringika kana pasina kuti paitike maaccidents.
We managed to speak to one of the motorists.
I just want to appreciate what the police is doing. If only isusu ma drivers tikakwanisa kuteedzera zvatinonzwa nepolice zvinotibatsira. We understand kuti traffic iriko, mota dziriko dzakawanda, but if we comply according to the laws of the road zvinotiyamura chaizvo.
Remember to always comply with instructions from police officers on the road. From that story, we now move on to people who are on the police wanted list. Zetrapi Kutama is looking for Beatrice Mudavaviri, age 36, of Mudavaviri village, Chief Zimba in Zimba, for a murder case. Siluth Zetrapi Kutama, Cosmas Munochemei, age 35, of Mabeka village, Chief Zimba, is wanted in connection with a rape case. Moving to Matabeleland South Province, Zetrapi Victory is looking for Cindy Sunmube of Village 2, Joshua Mkabukonkomo Victory, for a rape case. Should you have information that may help in locating any of these wanted people, please feel free to visit or contact any nearest police establishment. Alternatively, you can link with us on any of the following details. Our national complaints desk number is 0242 703 631. You can visit our website www.zetrapi.gov.zw. You can also link with us on our email, that is feedback@zetrapi.gov.zw. We also have a Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe or Facebook page Zimbabwe Republic Police. You can also watch all Crime Watch episodes on our Zetrapi YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. It really has been a pleasure having you along. Until we meet again next time, from I, Elliot, Kudzai Ganyani, and of course the crew behind the scenes. Yes, do remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. Also remember to be responsible and law-abiding citizens. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.